and it's very cold where I am here in Bishkek. So hence you're seeing me in this jacket. So the topic that I want to pick up today that came up in at least three of my sessions recently, and I thought that I would like to address it with my amazing humanitarians. And the topic is of having this sense of we give, or we help and we help, and nothing in the end, right? Or the other way that I can formulate this is it came up a lot in the family situations. So, in other words, that having like different family members, extended family members that we want to, or we keep helping, especially financially, we keep helping and helping. And it feels like it never ends. And it feels like we are the ones who are always doing it. And why us? And how unfair it is. And all of these feelings that keep coming up. And I wanted to share how I handle it myself because I'm in very similar situation, and how I have handled it before and it hasn't worked. If anything, it made it worse. So that's why I wanted to address this for anyone who's struggling with this, not only at work, but maybe at home, right? So I have, just to give you a background, I have my own mom and my family, and I have my extended family members, several families, in fact, that I have been helping for a number of years now. Um, and my family of my mom, I think I have been supporting financially since I was 17. So, over these years, I have tried so many different strategies of seeing which one works. And I have also understood that not all the strategies that I have tried worked, especially for my own emotional well being. So that's why what are the strategies that haven't worked is A, keep asking why me, why I should be the one who is supposed to be helping. I don't want to be the one, right? So that led me to a lot of turmoil, a lot of emotional frustrations, disappointments, all the things. And I realized that that's not what I want to be doing, and how I want to be helping other people and helping and then hating them for it. I don't want to do that anymore. So I have learned my lessons of not doing that. Another strategy that has never worked is this feeling of they should be grateful for what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why they're not grateful. And that strategy does not work either, because that makes me feel resentful, and that makes me feel like chasing after gratitude, or chasing after how you're not all recognizing my greatness or my help. And that doesn't work either. So um, I think I have like basically tried all different types of resentful generating strategies of some form of I'm doing it for you, and I'm doing all the things, or I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm doing it. I have to. I have tried all of them, and it has never worked. And if anything, it made me keep feeling worse and worse about myself. And also I have seen other people approach it that way. um, I have other family members in close vicinity who have been so resentful, helping their family members, and they even like blame them, saying that I didn't have my own family because I had to help you all guys, and now you all owe me, and you're not doing your job, and how could you? And I have seen those also spiral in the very negative ways of that person being depressed and all the things, and I didn't want to end up either. So that's why the the strategy that I'm going to share with you now is actually tested and over. So that's why I want you to offer you these alternatives if you are in the cycle of why me, I have to, I don't want to, and this feeling resentful type of situation. Here are the things that I want you um, test and apply for you and see how it works. So first, I would love for you to decide, do you want to or do you decide to help them or not? So not you have to, because if we're really honest with ourselves, we don't have to do anything. But if you can, you have like basically three options, right? You have the option of I have to help, which is not really true, but we tell ourselves oftentimes that I have to, but no, you don't have to. You can also say no to, but you're choosing not to say no to, right? So that's why that's one way, which is always leading to frustrations and resentment. Another option is you decide to, even if you may not like your reasons, but you decide to help anyway, or you want to help. So three options. So that's why first decide how you want to approach it. Do you decide to help it? Do you want to help it? And if one of those two things, then if the answer is yes, then feel good about yourself for doing it instead of expecting the other person to bring that gratitude or to bring that whatever the thing that you're expecting them to bring. Don't expect them to do that, but instead feel good about yourself for doing it, for deciding to help, for wanting to help, right? So, for instance, in my case, I always feel then proud for being able to uh, help them in their difficult situations. And I'm deciding to do that. I could also say no to, but I decided not to say no to, so I decided to help. So that's why I am deciding or I'm wanting to help. So I'm choosing one of these two strategies. And then as soon as I decide to help, I feel good about myself for doing that, meaning that I am the person who can do this for the other person in these difficult situations, right? So I always like immediately generate the pride or feeling of good that I'm doing this for them, but also actually I'm doing it for myself, meaning I'm doing it to feel good about myself without expecting anything from others. The second is I always suggest for you to think about in terms of how long you will be doing it for, because I think oftentimes our brains want some kind of a certainty, some kind of a why are we doing it or how long we're doing it. So that's why it might be important for you to decide I will be doing it for this long. Right. So in my case, with many of the family members, extended family members, I have decided to help them, let's say for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years until they finish education. Until they start creating your own business or their own income generating activity. So that's why I have always put myself a certain time frame, and also doing this in the best interest for them, because I also don't want my help to be harming them by making them dependent on me, and therefore not growing their own skill set of creating the income they want, being independent. So that's why I am clear with them and say that I'm going to do this for this period, and in the meantime you need to develop this your plan of how are you going to sustain, support yourself and your family from that now on, so that you are independent and you don't depend on me and my financial resources, right? So that's why I also want to make sure that my help does not create harm, right? Like we humanitarians learn how to do that. So that's the same goes that I do it with my family members or extended family members, and I say that this long I will be supporting for. Now, this of course does not apply to certain people in my life, like my mom, right? So I'm ready and wanting to support her all of her life because of my immense gratitude for her raising me. So that's why it doesn't apply to her, but all the other extended family members, I always have a very clear timeline so they know until how long I will be doing that. And then in the meantime, they need to start learning their skills, their plans to get and tested and implemented so that they become independent. Now, it's also important afterwards, after that expires, that time frame expires, I usually also don't help them anymore, even if they ask for help. And the reason why I do that is I want them to go through the difficulties themselves and also go through how to solve those problems without relying on me, so that I don't become like the person they rely on. And if things fail in their efforts, that they just come back to me and then they feel like, okay, I don't need to do anything, I don't need to learn any failures, so that they keep coming back. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. So that's why I tell them no, even if they tell me that, oh, I'm having lots of difficulties, da 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 da, and I say no. So that's another firm decision I have. And then the third one is, as I said, is that I always remind myself that I do it for myself if I'm deciding to help someone, or if I'm wanting to help someone. I'm doing it for myself so that I can feel like I'm grateful that I have this ability to help them. I'm grateful that I can even grow more and do this. And also, I have this belief that the more I'm here to help others to get to their independence, to their feeling like they can now support themselves, sustain themselves, the more I can do that for other people, the more I can create um, amazing results in my own life, right? So the more value I can give to other people to use in their own journey, the better and the more I can do for my own self. So that's why I always feel like this gratitude and feeling of strength and feeling of um, I'm so happy that I can do this. And I can also do this all with my brain's power, with my inner tools. And I'm so grateful that I can do that. So I feel like nourished. I feel good about myself for doing it. And I want to generate even more energy to be able to help even more people. And instead of choosing resentment and choosing frustration and blame and all the things, I rather choose to nurture and strengthen those powers within me, those gratitude within me, so I can do more in my own life or for other people. So that's why, my dears, I really want you to think about in terms of how you might be currently looking at your situation, of how powerless you are, or how you have to but you don't want to. Instead of doing all of those battles, decide and redecide if necessary if you want to keep doing it or not. And if you decide to do that, even if you don't like your reasons or you don't want to do that, but you decide to do that anyway, then decide to use that for yourself by feeling good about yourself for being able to do that for other people, for being able to be there for other people, even if you decide to do that for a limited period of time. Decide to do that and then use it to feel and nurture within yourself your gratitude and your ability to do that for other people. In the meantime, also feeling stronger, feeling so much like resilient, so much better in being able to do this, while also helping yourself and helping yourself grow and like grow your abilities to create more abundance in your life, right? So that's, I find that's the only way that makes it uh, feeling great within us and feeling powerful and feeling gratitude by doing this help to our family members, to others, instead of keep saying, I'm doing it for you, you need to be grateful, or blaming and all the things which I find are not ever useful. So I hope this was helpful for you. And if you want to uh, keep, or if you want to make decisions around this topic of how you want to approach it and what you want to do and how you want to actually use your ability to help others in the bigger ways and making your impact in the bigger ways than you have been doing so far, then absolutely come coach with me. I would love to do that with you to transition to the the life that you want, to create the impact you want, and to create the impactful life you want. Have an amazing Monday, my dears, and I will be speaking to you very soon. Thank you.